Hey everyone, Gabriel here from Sky Scaling, and in today's video I would like to go over, once again, one of our clients' results and a campaign that we've been running for the last 2.5 months now for one of our clients, okay? Now, this client is in Ontario, and the goal of this campaign was to target self-employed people and business owners. And the main product we're trying to advertise is living benefits. So critical illness, accident, sickness, disability insurance, those are all part of living benefits, essentially insurance that could potentially pay you when you're breathing and not, just like normal insurance that we know, at least life insurance, which is for when you die in most instances. Okay. So let me just start off by showing the results of this campaign. So there we go. I'll just zoom in on here. So we tried 3 different campaigns, but at the bottom we have basically the total results for the 3 campaigns that we ran for this client. And these are still running, obviously. So this is in Ontario. Let me just grab my little pencil here. So this campaign is running in Ontario. We see 3 different campaigns. The total spent on these 3 campaigns was about $3,131, 136,000 impressions, almost 2,000 clicks on the ad. Our click-through rate all was 1.43% across all 3 campaigns. And we were able to generate 66 leads at a cost per lead of $47 per lead. Okay, keep in mind these are self-employed people or business owners. So it's not your typical parent or just, like all these ads that you're seeing online. We were trying to target a specific niche with these. Okay, so I'll just go over the metrics again. Amount spent, $3,131, 66 leads. Our cost per lead, $47.44. 18 appointments came out from these 66 leads. So that gives us a cost per appointment of $173. Conversion ratio on these calls was 100%. So obviously there, would have been no shows, probably a 50% show rate. So our client probably met with 8 or 9 prospects. I don't have the exact numbers on that, but I'm just from metrics that we have in our clients' results, that 18 probably turned into realistically 8 or 9 appointments with potential clients. The conversion ratio for a client was 100%. That's something he told me himself. Every appointment that he had, he was able to close. And the commission made over the board of, over these 9 calls was close to $30,000, 29 something. Okay. So if we do the profit really quickly, our client made $30,000 on, commission. The total spent on the ads was, again, $3,131. Our service fee for Sky Scaling was $5,000. And so over the board, over close to 2.5 to 3 months, our client was able to bring in about $22,000 in profit in 3 months. Okay. And these numbers are possible because of this exact process. Now, this is not only the process that we use for clients, it's the exact process that I use in my own business and that I've been using for the last almost 4 years now. Okay, so it's a very simple process. It's efficient. I'm sure if you meet with a lot of marketing agencies, they'll have a very similar process, in their business, and probably a similar process they utilize for clients as well. But the big difference between working with, say, Sky Scaling and just any other marketing agency is the expertise that we have. So I've been running ads solely for life insurance agents for the last 3.5 years. So I know the trigger words that gets people's attention. Essentially, I know what gets the needle moving when it comes to running ads for insurance. If you asked me to run ads for a car dealership, I have absolutely no idea what gets people's attention in that industry. But when it comes to insurance, that's really what differentiates you working with a business that might utilize the same process but get completely different results over the board. Okay. So step number 1 of this process is running the ads. So we run all the ads for all of our clients' behalf. You don't have to create a Facebook page. You don't have to run the ads. It's not one of those things where we give you the content and you run the ads yourself. We run all the ads for all of our clients, and we refine and optimize the ads if needed as well. Now, once these ads are up and running, obviously people are going to be scrolling on social media. They'll see these ads and some people will be interested. For the people that are interested in the ad, they have to go through a qualification process, which I'll show here in a few seconds, to make sure they qualify and understand what they're getting themselves into, right? Now, through this qualification process, we might add 1 or 2 disqualification questions, make sure that, we're actually talking to people who can even be eligible for the product. Once your prospect qualifies, they get redirected to your booking page, which we also build. We build your whole calendar page. You don't have to build that at all. We even build your own calendar. Even if you're using Calendly, Google, we can mix and match both and make sure that it checks for conflicts before allowing someone to book. Now, if your prospect goes in and books a meeting, they'll get a confirmation message, a Zoom link, and hopefully they show up, right? Now, on the other hand, if your prospect decides not to book a meeting, by working with SkyScaling, you have an AI assistant that will reach out to prospects automatically within 4 minutes to try to engage in a conversation with them and get them to book a meeting. If your prospect goes ahead, has a conversation, books a meeting right away, that's amazing. Now, if your prospect doesn't reply, or maybe he replies a few times and drops the conversation, stops replying after a few messages, your AI will be able to follow up and nurture that prospect for up to 4 months. So we really try to make the most out of every single marketing dollar that you will be spending on your campaigns. Last but not least, all of our leads are text verified. So last case scenario, you can always grab the phone yourself and manually call the prospects and set the appointments, which I know in today's world, it sounds like everything is so, automized, and I still believe calling prospects yourself is a great way to book appointments. I was going to say a necessity. It's not a necessity, but it's one of the best ways you can book calls because you're able to sort of break the ice, have a conversation with your prospects, and once your prospect joins the actual Zoom meeting, they can put a face to a name, and you've already, built somewhat of a relationship over the phone, and so you can just continue that conversation on Zoom, and your conversion ratio will be higher if you do that, okay? And so that's how you'll be getting your Zoom meetings. Now, in terms of the qualification process, right, the big question, how qualified are these leads? Well, I'll show you. So the first question we ask these prospects is, do you run your own business or work for yourself? There's 3 options. Yes, I'm self-employed, I'm a business owner, or no, I do not. No gets your prospect disqualified. So they have to answer either yes, business owner, or yes, I'm self-employed, okay? What's your biggest concern when it comes to protecting your income? We have, again, 3 options. Not having a safety net, affordability of coverage, or not knowing what options exist for self-employed people. All 3 options are good. About how much income would you lose if you couldn't work for a month? So we're kind of asking those questions that sort of bring out the emotion of these prospects and make them realize, okay, you know what, this product could be important for me. Less than $3,000, $3,000 to $7,500, $7,500 to $15,000, $15,000 and over. How open are you to exploring strategies that could protect your income if illness or injury prevented you from working? Very open, open, or not open, not interested. This will get them disqualified, so they have to answer very open or open. And last but not least, what is your trade, profession, or line of work? They have to manually type this out. So we ask 5 questions. Once your prospect successfully answers these questions, they put in their personal information, first, last name, email, phone number, city, and they also have to verify their phone number with a one-time passcode. So again, very simple process. I'm not doing anything, magical here. I'm just running a very efficient process with good ads, good marketing, good qualification process, and good follow-up structure in place as well. So if this is something you're looking for, if you're an insurance agent in Canada, we do currently only work with Canadian agents. If you're in whatever province really in Canada, I'll put a link down below. Feel free to book a meeting with our team. We're going to see if you qualify for these services. If you do, we'll show you a bit more about what our process entails, what it looks like financially to work with us as well, because we do have different packages based on your experience level. And yeah, that's essentially it. So again, if you're an insurance agent, you've been looking for a process like this, you want marketing your business, there's a statistic that shows that 90% of insurance agents quit within the first year. And a lot of that, comes because a lot of prospects or a lot of clients, a lot of insurance agents can't get clients and prospects because they don't have marketing in their business. Marketing is by far the most important component of any business. So if you want that in your insurance agency, in your business, Again, feel free to book a call. If you have any questions, put them down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. It's been Gabriel. It's been an absolute pleasure. Bye-bye.